This week is Red Ribbon Week. So, we're going to talk a little bit more about this. But before we get started, we're going to introduce ourselves. So, my name is Miss Cosby, and I am a school counselor at PCI.
My name is Ilaweagbon Charles. I'm an 11th grader at PCI.
My name is Jerrion Bowser, and I'm an 11th grader at PCI.
And my name is Skyler, and I'm a ninth grader at PCI.
Well, thank y'all for joining me today for this conversation. So, I know I talked a little bit about Red Ribbon Week, but essentially, Red Ribbon Week is done every year around this time of year, and it's drug abuse prevention. So, just to give you all some statistics in case you didn't know, about 30% of 12th graders, 20% of 10th graders, and about 11% of 8th graders reported using drugs last year, some kind of substance. So, this number understandably could be a little bit higher because some people may not report using, right? Even if they have. So, talk to me a little bit about, like, why do you think your peers may want to use drugs?
Is that percentage coming from our school or Fulton County as a whole?
Yeah, that's a national number.
Well, I think it's lower from like personal experience and watching, going to school every day. I think some of them just didn't report it because they probably thought it was going to get back to their house that they are using this stuff.
Yeah. So why do y'all think, like, people are interested? Like, what's drawing them into vaping or smoking or anything that they use? Like, what was piquing their interest?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're peer pressured sometimes. That's most of the case sometimes. Well, most of the time. I really don't know. But, on social media, I'd be like seeing they be posting videos of them smoking. Says it's like,
It's to see somebody do it and then you want to do it. And I feel like I've never done it because I feel like if I do it once and I do end up liking it, then that's where the like addiction and stuff comes from. So I just choose not to even try it at all.
Yeah. You don't even want to tempt
I
yourself with
don't even
going
want to
down that
tempt
path.
it.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Charles?
I personally feel like it's just like this social community, and it's just like the people they're around with, and they always try to fit along with everyone else. So that's like one of the main influence, I think, is what is driving drug abuse in teenagers.
So, Jerry, you talked about peer pressure, right?
yes.
So you say people may post themselves smoking. Have you ever personally experienced pressure of somebody being like, "Hey, like, try this," or "You should"?
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
Talk me through that.
So like, so there was one time I was like a freshman, and we had went into the bathroom after lunch. They had brought us a vape. They said, "Oh, you should try this." La la la. That I didn't want to try it, but like the teacher came in right after that, so yeah, that saved me.
So you not trying it saved you from getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Did everybody else get in trouble?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did.
They
Oh,
did.
wow. Okay. Or was it just like, did the person in possession, or was it just anybody who?
It was like a group of 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I also had a previous experience with that in my last school I was in. Uh, I guess it was maybe just because of that school and like the people that were in that school, like they would peer pressure you into doing everything just so you could like fit along with them, or just so I don't know. But for me, I knew what the consequences were from doing it, so I was like, it doesn't make sense for me to do it, so I just chose not to, because addiction could be influential not only to you but to other people if you try and like support it. So
Yeah, and research says essentially the earlier you start using and abusing substances, the more likely you are to be addicted as an adult. So, what about you, Skylar? Have you had any experience where you've been like peer pressured or?
For me, I'm a very vocal person. So like everybody that I like hang around, they know that I'll like even when they do it, I'll criticize them about doing it because they know that I'm not gonna do that. So
Yeah.
like no, they don't ask me, they don't try to get me to do it. that could just be the people that I surround myself with, but I know that they do it, but they don't try to get me to do it because they know I won't do it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So there could be another reason why maybe you haven't been approached. It's like you have very hard boundaries around what you are willing and not willing to do. So, um, I'm curious. You talked about social media, Jerrion. What do y'all see any advertisements on social media for substances? You shaking your head. Talk to me a little bit about
It's
that.
mainly for me. It's mainly like the vapes. It's not
Mm.
like marijuana or anything like or no hard drugs. It's like the vapes. They'll come out with a new flavor and it'll be
Mm.
somewhere on Instagram or TikTok. So like I don't know.
So you see like ads, like full on ads, like new
There,
cherry
there's like
flavor.
yes, there's real deal ads that'll pop up whether you look for them or not. They
Mm.
just pop up.
Interesting. Yeah.
I really don't get those ads. I well, in the present right now, I'm just getting like game ads and politics. So
Mhm.
no, I haven't seen any recently.
Okay.
For me, I have seen them, but is like she said, it was about the vapes and the whip it. But I just blocked the ad so it doesn't like come back on my For You page. So I just, yeah, I don't see them anymore.
Mhm. And it seems like they're trying to make vapes more and more and more discreet. So when I say like where you don't know it's a vape, essentially. So what do y'all think about that? Like them marketing those kind of things towards you all.
I don't think it's good because like they don't care about the consumers because they're just giving it out there just to make their own money because they don't actually care about the people who are taking those stuff in, like the teenagers and the little kids who are taking it and being influenced by it. So
Mhm.
I kind of think that's selfish.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I see it, but I guess I just have enough self control to like not want to do it. So it's like if I see it, I'm just gonna scroll past it. Like
Mm.
I don't go like I don't block it like Charles, even though it does pop up. I don't block it. I just go past it and not even ever think about it again
Mm.
because I know I don't want to do it. So
So I'm curious, are you all seeing things for alcohol or is it more so like maybe odorless things or maybe like do y'all see like drugs or do y'all see mostly vaping content?
it's mostly vaping.
Vaping
Vaping. So
and like
no
like that whip
alcohol
it
or
like that became a trend.
hmm.
Like,
Stupid trend.
yeah, it's like
Hmm. I'm curious. I have my own reasons, but I'm curious to know you all's thoughts on why do you think vaping is more targeted towards you all?
I don't know. I just feel like because okay, cigarettes like they're really like out of trend. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know someone from my family and he said that he's been doing it since he was little. So like nobody really uses cigarettes anymore. I think it's just like a trending thing. Like right now, vapes students use them more than you would find a student with a vape before you find them with like a whole like yeah, so you'll find them with a vape before you'll find them with anything else. So it's just like that's the most convenient, easiest thing for them to get. So that's why they get it.
Because I'm thinking, like to you all's point about, you know, peer pressure. So if I can get you to do it, then you can get your friends to do it, right? Because nobody wants to be the one doing it by themselves.
right.
So if I'm marketing this product towards you, then because you don't want to be the only one doing it, you're going to get everyone you know plus some to try and do it with you. And with it being odorless for the most part, um, and people don't necessarily know that you're doing it unless they see like the little cloud of smoke.
Yeah.
For the most part, people don't smell it. And so you could take it with you different places. And I think because it is so discreet,
Yeah.
it's easier to get away with vaping as opposed to something like marijuana, right? Because, you know, that's going to have a scent to it. and it's gonna be like, oh, if you know somebody, like if somebody smoking weed, you gonna know,
Because
and you gonna smell it down the hallway. Versus a vape, like you may or may not.
at my last school, they were vaping in class. They were
Mhm.
like doing it in their sleeves and like
Mm.
yeah.
Well,
Or under the they'll take it and then blow it out under the table so
Mhm.
nobody sees.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in my last school, they would like during the first session of class, they'll just go and you would never see them again until maybe like you see them at a bus or something. Like you won't even know they go to that school because all they do is just I don't know why they bother, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like it could be, well, like knowing from a teenager's perspective, it could be like you're getting the sense of like feeling like you're an adult basically, like
Mm.
because there's some adults where it's like stay in a child's place, and then there's some adults that's like more lenient. But like if you're in middle school, because I just came out of middle school, and like you can't get marijuana or you can't get something else to make you feel grown, like the vape is the next big thing. I could be wrong, but like that's the only reason I could see why somebody would want to do it.
Yeah. You brought something up that I wanted to I'm curious, right? Talk about access to these things like substances or like any drugs or vaping, or like how easy or hard is it to get a hold of?
now like I've seen like most like it's either gas station or just stores by itself just selling strictly vapes and nothing else. So I feel like maybe that's why it's easier for people to get it. So yeah.
Sometimes I see like teenagers standing outside stores and they get like a stranger to do it. Like they walk up to the store and be like, "Hey, could you buy me this? I'll give you the money." Because some gas stations require ID.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you might know a sibling, or they might know somebody and they buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As for me, I've experienced hands-on because I was on Instagram and someone I knew had like they would be posting bags of marijuana, and I'm just like, I was curious. I was like, where do y'all get this from? And they basically told me websites and whoever they know that has it. So it's like I guess the websites are becoming more accessible for marijuana if you want it.
Wow, you could just order it and
It's
place
like,
your order
Yeah,
and ship it to the house.
they don't require ID.
Yeah.
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 because they just get in their money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They just
They
want.
just want their money.
Yeah. Yeah. Um so what do you all think is the biggest influence? Like you talked about peer pressure. I'm not sure if that's what you said would be like the biggest influence on like your peers using substances.
I think it would just be like fitting in, like
Fitting
Charles
in.
said.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like social acceptance.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if I do this, then people will accept me for.
Yeah. Because like that's how this generation is.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like like with the fashion, everybody started doing somebody what else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also think that then again, some people are just lost. Like they don't know. Maybe like during this age, like teenagers, they don't know like what they want,
Mm-hmm.
so they're just lost. And like maybe they're trying to figure out something, so they join into different groups, and maybe that's what affects them eventually because they don't know what they actually want. So they're trying to find out. So it may be a phase, but not a good one.
Mm-hmm. So like figuring out who they are, identity,
Mhm.
and just trying different things to feel a part.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Like coping, like my friend,
Mm.
well, my friends, some of them they do it, so it's just like I've heard that it helps like calm the nerves or whatever, so they just do it, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, as a way of escaping from what they're going through.
Mm-hmm. Like a temporary fix to, um, I guess, escape the issue, but the issue is still there. It's just a temporary escape, like to alter however they may be feeling about whatever they're dealing with. Mm.
But I feel like there are other ways they could do that than actually doing drugs because drugs can lead to addiction. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe talking to someone or just there are multiple other ways that could help cope.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of times whatever people are dealing with, it may bring up unwanted feelings. So it may, like, if I deal head on with this thing, that may make me cry, or it may make me angry or whatever. And I don't want to feel that. I want to feel how I feel when I get high, or if I vape, or if I get drunk. I'd rather feel that feeling than the feeling that I feel when I have to hit or face whatever issues I'm dealing with head on.
Right.
So that's a lot of times why people do that, right?
Yeah, I've seen
Okay.
people get drunk when they cry or get sad a lot,
Hmm. Yeah.
because they post that on social media.
Yeah. Mm. So, with this being Red Ribbon Week, what would you say to your peers who are like, I want to try something and I wonder if I should or shouldn't try it? Like, I'm curious. What would you all say to them?
I would say before you do anything, just look at the consequences and how it could actually affect you, and also like think of like it's not only you would be affecting. It could be affecting someone else, like maybe a younger sibling that looks up to you, or you never know. Just be careful and make sure you think ahead and just don't do it.
Yeah, what Charles said basically. He took all the words, so
I would just say, yeah, just I wouldn't try something if I know that there's risk. Like for me, like I said, I don't even want to be like I don't even want something to have that much power over me till it's the point where I can't stop doing it. So that's why I just choose not to.
Yeah.
So I just say don't do it at all. If you have not done it, don't do it.
Don't.
yeah.
Well, thank y'all. That was such a good conversation. I appreciate it. All right. Thank y'all for listening.